So what we're looking to do here is come up with some sort of, whether it's like a premier personal training package that includes this session with the physical therapist, and that way.
What's your first name?
Todd.
Todd was telling us.
Awesome. So that way Alex could work with you on how to
Right.
really get even better results with your clients. So I think it's going to be really, really valuable.
Yes.
It's cool too, right?
We,
So you just need to come up with a price that we can do it. So I said before you got here that it would be really valuable if we could all do this, whatever the
On
price
our
is,
own.
so that we really got an idea of our own bodies and how, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this.
To be able to have all of us go through.
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah, because to have that experience, then we can relate to our client a little more to our clients than what. And this is great, but it would be great if we could do it, because then we all know our bodies, and we know, you know, what we can and we can't do, and that would be a.
Cool.
whatever will facilitate you referring patients to us, we'll figure out a way to.
Well,
make that
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's just.
We've got some professional development stuff left we can look into. It's a good idea.
Any other questions?
So you're just gonna amputate from here out?
Yes. Final outcome, final assessment
Go
is.
ahead, die right now.
You're,
Just,
you're SOL.
Does anybody else have any other questions before I turn this off?
So when you're working, you know, so when you have this analysis with a person, so then you would say, okay, we really need to work on your IT band, we need to work on the TFL, and, you know, you have other issues. I'm gonna map out a plan for you, and you work with a personal trainer to say, okay, make sure they work this.
Yes.
And then how much time would you normally say, okay, let's go back and retest this?
4 to 6 weeks, depending on the score, their activity level.
How many days a week they train?
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
things factor in. You know, if it's a post, like I said, the example of the post-surgical patient who I did a couple weeks ago, you know, we may wait a little bit longer, more on the 6 to 8 week before I retest, because they're just not cleared to. I have to wait till them to be able to clear to do some of the stuff. Let the therapist work on that a little bit, and then we can test it. The flip side is I had a very competitive high school athlete in Pikesville that the doctor had them on restrictions for a while, but I'm going to retest her sooner because it wasn't surgical. It was just like, let's rest it. So I'm going to retest her sooner than I would otherwise, because she's going to be cleared, and they want to get her back on the court as soon as they can with basketball.
That's it. I didn't know how, I mean, I knew that my right leg was damaged and weaker.
Yes.
But I didn't realize it was that far out.
Yeah, so we would then, again, if you're a patient, we're definitely gonna correlate it with everything that Alex would find, and then come up with a treatment plan that really hammers that hip. For what we're trying to set up with you guys, it would then be, especially if they're not a patient, then it would be, you know, all right, let's set up 20 minutes where we can get together, go over the results really significantly, talk about the stuff that we definitely want included, but you guys are the experts in personal training. So I'm not going to tell you you need to do squats. I'm going to say we need to work the glute med. We need to do this. I wouldn't work on this. I think that's excessive, and then let you run with that. If you want suggestions, we have validated correctives that are part of the research that has gone into developing this. So we have tons of ideas
On a website, in a
PDF.
booklet?
No.
Right now, they're all in PDF format, so we can just print them out.
Oh,
Great,
gotcha.
so that's great.
You
Definitely.
really, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they'll
Who
be.
wouldn't want that?
We're
Right.
so this technology was developed by a physical therapist. He's the national director of sports medicine for our company. When he developed it, he was on his own. He was with our company, left to focus 100% of his time to this. Now he's back with us, and still utilizing this. Constantly redeveloping. They're going to change the sensors to make them even more accurate. Get to the point where we can have sensors on all of the parts without having to switch them, so that you can get more information with each repetition. You know, and then looking at ways to deliver technologically the results to the client in an app, where we can push the results as well as the specific exercise program right to the client, you know, that they can access on their phone.
In a profile.
Yeah, So all that kind of stuff's being developed. This is being used with Manchester United over in England.
Is this patented?
It is. It is.
Wow.
The Houston Texans have already used it. I just got an update even from what I gave you. The Giants have called and said they want to see it. Did you see that email? Who else was on that
Patriots
list?
are on there.
The Patriots have already used
Yep.
it.
I
The
mean,
Giants and a couple
clearly
other
they're doing
teams have
something right.
called. There are a few basketball teams. There's a couple of NHL teams. The two of the MLS teams, as well as Man U overseas.
Any swim? My daughters are swimmers, and my ex was a master, and I could never understand why one swimmer would be faster than another if they didn't have strength. So I'm just wondering, if like waterproof sensors to try to figure out,
Yeah.
what makes somebody Michael Phelps an Olympian.
Well,
An Olympian.
he's a fish. You can't compare him.
Well,
to
but what makes him
His
as
arms, his
fast?
legs, his
My
hands.
husband is my ex is the same height, was the same weight, the same build. My ex
Why don't you just
wasn't an
marry him?
Olympic. What?
You should have just married him.
I
yeah.
should have married Michael. Yes, definitely. That goes without saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I'm saying is what makes a swimmer.
Right, sure.
So that's so interesting. I
It would be
really
interesting
curious.
to see how this would apply to that. I think it's really designed for the impact
Right.
at this
Gotcha.
point in this
Gotcha.
iteration. But yeah, it's
I
not a
hear
bad
you.
idea to
Okay.
feedback to give.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some overlap in terms of like the core strength, the kind of push off that they need for coming
Even
off
hit,
the board.
rotate,
Absolutely.
rotate.
They-
Right.
do they have the strength
Yeah.
in
The
the
shoulder
transverse
mobility
plane?
that they're.
Well,
Well,
this
but this
doesn't.
is not
this
upper- but
doesn't-
this is not
this
upper
doesn't do anything
body.
with the shoulders.
Oh, right, it's
This
all
is not
lower,
upper
it's all
body.
lower
It's all
body,
lower
I
chain,
forgot
so
about
like,
that, that's right.
You know, spine down.
You're right, okay,
Awesome.
interesting.
All right, anything else you want to add? Thank you guys.
Yeah.